The hidden treasure. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between hills and forests, there lived an old farmer named Bhairav. Bhairav was once a strong, hard-working man who had toiled in the fields from dawn to dusk. He had a small piece of land, a modest house, and a kind heart. His wife had passed away many years ago, and he had raised his only grandson Raghav with great love and care. But now, Bhairav had grown old. His back was bent, his hands trembled, and his legs ached. What worried him more than his failing health and his son, Raghav? The boy was always thinking. Strong and healthy, yet terribly lazy, he would sleep until noon, lounge under trees, eat what his grandfather gave him, and avoid any kind of work like the plague. No amount of pleading, scolding, or reasoning had any effect. Bhairav tried everything, stories of great men, wise advice, even withholding food for a day, but Raghav remained unchanged. One evening, as Bhairav sat beneath the banyan tree in their courtyard, watching the golden sun dip into the horizon, he sighed deeply. What will happen to him after I'm gone? Who will feed him, clothe him, or care for him? The thought haunted him day and night. Then, one night, a plan came to him. A final attempt, not to scold, but to awaken. The next morning, Bhairav called Raghav and said, "Son, listen carefully. I am growing weaker by the day. Before I die, I want to share a secret. Years ago, when I was your age, I buried a treasure in our farmland. I never told anyone, but that treasure is yours. It's hidden somewhere beneath the soil of our land. But I have forgotten the exact spot. If you want it, you'll have to dig the entire field to find it." Raghav's eyes widened with excitement. "A treasure? You mean real gold and jewels?" "Yes," Bhairav nodded. "Enough to live in comfort for the rest of your life." Without another word, Raghav jumped to his feet. That very day, he picked up a spade, something he had never touched before, and began digging. He worked all day in the hot sun, turning over one patch of soil after another. By evening, his back ached, and his hands were blistered. But the thought of treasure kept him going. The next day he woke up early, driven by a desire he had never known before. He dug another section of the field, then another, and another. Days turned into weeks. Every inch of the land was turned, tilled, and cleaned. Still, Raghav found no treasure. Exhausted and angry, he came to his grandfather. "You lied to me. There is no treasure. I dug up the entire field and found nothing but dirt and rocks." Bhairav looked at him calmly and said, "Did you notice the field?" Raghav frowned. "What about it?" "Look at what you've done. This land was dying. Now it's ready to grow food again. You have removed the weeds, loosened the soil, and brought it back to life. Soon, we can sow seeds, and in a few months there will be crops. That, my son, is the real treasure." Raghav was silent. He looked out over the field, and for the first time, he saw it differently. He saw the furrows he had made, the small green plants rising in rows, and the birds fluttering about. His own hands had done this. That night, Raghav sat beside his grandfather and said, "I understand now. I thought the treasure was something that would make me rich without effort, but you showed me that work itself is the wealth." Bhairav smiled. "You have finally gained what I hoped for, not just strength in your arms but wisdom in your heart." From that day on, Raghav changed. He worked the land with dedication, sold the produce in the market, and earned enough to live well. People in the village were amazed at the transformation. When Bhairav finally passed away, he did so with peace in his heart, knowing that his son had truly found the treasure he had hidden, not beneath the ground but within himself. Moral: true wealth lies not in what is given freely, but in what is earned with effort. Hard work reveals not just results, but character.